Joining us right now on the new wave of issues Boeing is facing is Mike Boyd. He's president and CEO of aviation consulting firm Boyd Group International. And Mike, I was pretty taken with what Scott Kirby was saying because we just played a small snippet. He was talking a lot about how disappointed he is, how he thinks this latest move is just the straw that broke the camel's back, how they are now looking at other options, and he wouldn't rule out Airbus as another one of those options. What happened here? How serious is this for Boeing?
Well, I could sum it up in two words. Mr. Calhoun said it was a quality escape. What's that, like a wardrobe malfunction? You don't want to hear that from a CEO of a company that's putting out airplanes that aren't glued together properly. So I think the problem we have at United, which is a great airline, and they got to give it to Scott. He's making that airline move. But the point is they're wedded. I mean, we can go to Airbus. Airbus's dance card for narrow-body airplanes is booked till 2030. There's not a lot of room there, and they can't expand a whole lot. So they're wedded to Boeing, and Boeing has to get this act together because now we're starting to talk about consumer confidence in the airplanes, and that has to be dealt with pretty quickly.
Kirby said the best-case scenario, they are at least, Boeing, he said, 5 years behind on the MAX 10 schedule. That's the best-case scenario. Airbus's dance card may be filled until 2030, but these airlines have to think long-term, and I can't help but think that there aren't going to be repercussions where some of them want to say, okay, we need to be a little more varied. It reminds me a little of the supply chain problems you saw during COVID, where everybody said, hey, maybe we shouldn't be so reliant on China, even though it's the cheapest way to do it.
Well, there is no other option out there. Please, let's not mention Chinese airlines. Airplanes.
No.
Yes, yesterday's technology available today. So that's really the issue. But their production capacity, they're just trying to make it work. Boeing has to turn this around because we are stuck with two major manufacturers, Airbus and Boeing with now the 900ER. Now, keep in mind, United has 8% of its fleet grounded, 11% of its narrow-body fleet is grounded now. They have another 163 900ERs. If they start to monkey with them, now we have even bigger problems. And again, why is that? What is wrong with Boeing? What is inherently wrong with Boeing? It's got to get fixed, and it's more than an escape from quality.
What happened with Boeing? Because you're right. I mean, not only is so much of the airline infrastructure reliant on this. This is a huge point of pride for American manufacturing, very important for our exports. What happened?
Well, they got caught behind the curve. This is the second time it happened. I mean, years ago when United ordered the A320 the first time, that was back in the 90s, that scared the heck out of Boeing because they had fallen behind in their airplanes. They had to redesign the airplane. They did the same thing with the MAX. Our friends at Airbus had to respond to what Bombardier was doing with a new airplane. They did. They bought the airplane. And Boeing just sat on his rear end, basically, and just said, we'll fix the 737. That has not worked out. Boeing really has not moved into the future. That's the problem.
Should consumers be concerned, or is this higher-level profit ideas that are really at risk here? If you're flying, should you feel safe?
Well, look, we work with labor unions. Trust me, if a member of the Allied Pilots Association at American or ALPA or SWAP or one of those unions gets in the front of the airplane, I'll sit in the back and go, they're not going to fly anything that isn't unsafe. That's our bottom line.
That is excellent. That's excellent to hear. When we talked to Scott Kirby about it and just asked him if part of the problems were the idea that Boeing spun off Spirit that does a lot of the work, aeronautics or whatever, that was a long time ago coming. They have a harder time controlling quality from a company that no longer reports directly to them. Is that a problem in the structure? Scott Kirby said he didn't know closely enough.
I would say it certainly is. If you don't own the company, keep in mind, Spirit AeroSystems is now doing work for a whole range of other people. We've worked with them. But the fact is they're not Boeing, and Boeing does not have direct control over them, but they should have direct control in terms of quality. Apparently they don't, with lawsuits being filed and several other issues with what's gone on at Spirit. Spirit maybe is falling behind the curve too, but the bottom line is Scott Kirby's writing a check to Boeing for 100 -10s, and now they're going to be late. I suspect You never know. He has a red pen on his desk too. He can put line through things, and maybe he can do a deal with Airbus. They do fly Airbuses, and they might be able to do a deal. Maybe buy Spirit and get 170 airplanes right now.